What's up, people? Joe Winko here, your favorite Hawaiian guy, and right now I'm standing right in the center of one of my favorite places that I always wanted to road trip to and always wanted to visit, New London, Connecticut. I'm actually really hyped to be here right now. I've been wanting to visit New London, Connecticut for a very long time. I really just wanted to see the city and to see how it is in person. It's located on the eastern side of Connecticut, right near the Atlantic Ocean and right off of Interstate 95, an interstate that I'm spiritually connected to. I actually noticed that New London, Connecticut is actually a very artsy city. Like, it has a lot of art everywhere and a lot of paintings on the buildings, and I thought it was really cool. This is actually the same town that my next Scary Sims 2 series for YouTube is supposed to take place at, American Ghost Story House of the Haunted. I actually announced that way back in 2015. The thing is, I kind of got sidetracked with a lot of other stuff and I never finished it at all. But I will be getting back to that soon, hopefully. And I absolutely want to build this city in The Sims 2. It might be a tad bit difficult, but I'm definitely sure that I can absolutely pull it off. So to be completely honest with you guys, I'm just going to show you guys around a couple of the landmarks in New London, Connecticut that caught my eye. Not quite all of them, but just specifically the ones that stood out to me for some reason. So there's honestly a lot of stuff to see here. And let me show you guys a few of the landmarks right now. Right now, I'm actually standing in the town center of New London, Connecticut. I'm not 100% sure, but this area seems to be a location where the city holds events and stuff like that. At least that's what it appears to be. The first thing that I saw here that really stood out to me when we were driving through New London, Connecticut was this statue right behind me. I was very curious to the significance behind the statue. It stood out to me because it was really tall and I thought it was absolutely beautiful. I also saw it online a long time ago when I was looking at pictures of New London, Connecticut on Google Street View. This statue is actually called the Sailors and Soldiers statue. It's a 50-foot tall granite statue that was dedicated to all the people who served in the Civil War. Connecticut itself actually was one of the original 13 colonies of the USA, and they were involved in the Civil War too. But as you guys all know, I'm not really educated when it comes to history. That was one of the subjects I kind of fell asleep on back in elementary school, so I don't know too much about it. But let me show you some more of the statue and tell you more about it. This statue was actually built in 1896, 99 years before I was born, roughly. On one side of the statue is a sailor, and on the other side of the statue is a soldier. And at the very top of the statue is a woman. And I always wondered who the woman was. Was she a specific person or something? And when I looked it up online, I actually read that the woman at the top of the statue wasn't actually any specific person. She's meant to symbolize peace. I thought that was really interesting too. I'm not sure if I actually have this statue built in the Connecticut section of the United States of Joe Winko, my SimCity 4 series that I run on YouTube. I'll have the link to that in the pinned comments so you guys can check that out. But if I don't, I'm definitely going to add it in. I absolutely know how to build statues in SimCity 4 and in The Sims 2. That's one thing I'm good at least. And that's not all. There's actually more here too. So the next thing I saw in New London, Connecticut that really caught my attention was this statue fountain thing right behind me. This was actually another thing I remember seeing when I was looking at pictures of New London, Connecticut on Google Maps. However, I forgot to add this to the Connecticut section of the United States of Joe Winko in SimCity 4. I think it's really awesome. I always thought that this was actually a dolphin at first, but looking at it now, it's actually supposed to be a whale's tail. Reminds me of something I saw at a water park back when I was a little kid. Really interesting too. And I definitely cannot forget about this. The Union Rail Station right behind me. For those of you who don't know, the Amtrak train actually does run through the state of Connecticut. That's actually kind of how I got up to the Northeast, to be honest with you.
Well, actually, how I got up there was by taking the train from Florida to Virginia, and then from there on, it was the stranger who drove me through the rest of the states. Well, he's not much of a stranger anymore, but yeah.
This is also the same building that operates as a bus station for the Greyhound bus lines in the city of New London, Connecticut. It's a very old school looking building, but it's really pretty though. I love the red bricks that it's made out of. As if you guys haven't noticed already, red is actually my favorite color. I literally wear it all the time. I'm absolutely serious about that too. Literally every single day. But that's because of my autism, really. In case you guys didn't know that either. There's also a lot of seagulls flying around too. In case you haven't heard them squeaking in the background already. We have quite a few of those in Florida. And I remember seeing them in Wisconsin as well. They literally go wherever the water is. I love seagulls. Right now I'm standing at the public Riverwalk in New London, Connecticut, and it's absolutely beautiful. There's the water right behind me. And you can also get a full view of New London, Connecticut. Let me show it to you guys. So I'm not sure how well you guys can actually see this, but here's the whole skyline view of the city of New London, Connecticut. I mean, I know there's no skyscrapers or anything, but it's not really like a big major city. It has a lot of people living in it though, and it is absolutely beautiful. Lots of history too, as I was explaining earlier. And there's a really cool looking bridge. I don't exactly know the name of that bridge, but once I find out, I'll add it in this video in post-production.
I didn't find this out until later, but that bridge that I was talking about in the video is actually called the Gold Star Memorial Bridge, but the locals just refer to it as the Gold Star. It's actually the longest bridge in the state of Connecticut, at 6,000 feet long. And it's also the largest structure in the state of Connecticut, with more than 1 million square feet of deck area. The bridge is also part of Interstate 95, the very same interstate that I am spiritually connected to, due to me being born in 1995, and quite a few other reasons as well that I explained in an old episode of Joe Winko Talk. And it's also part of U.S. Federal Highway Route 1. Yeah, both of those roads actually overlap over that bridge. That's how things are in the USA. It also has a total of 11 lanes and crosses the Thames River. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. But the river that runs between New London, Connecticut and Groton, Connecticut. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right either. The bridge is also roughly 134 feet tall and is actually right next to another bridge called the Thames River Bridge. The bridge that the Amtrak train actually goes across. Oddly enough, I didn't notice that bridge at all while I was in Connecticut, but I was so excited to be in Connecticut that there was actually quite a bit of stuff that I overlooked while I was there. Such as the public beaches closing as early as 5 p.m., even while it's still daylight. But whatever. And also such as the weird town name on the Welcome to Connecticut sign in my Welcome to Connecticut video. It's actually very strange because you would think that I would have definitely noticed something like that, but I didn't. Otherwise, I would have made a joke about it. But anyway, make sure to watch my Welcome to Connecticut video too. The link to it will be in the pinned comments. But we're getting off topic, so let's move on.
So that's basically it for my video of me visiting the city of New London, Connecticut. I'm really happy to have actually seen this place in real life, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. If it wasn't for the cold weather, I would absolutely love to live here. And if it wasn't for it being so close to the water, because I'm worried about storm surge from hurricanes. But as you guys should know, if you watched my hurricane episode of Joe Winko Talk, usually the northeastern states of the USA, they are able to get affected by tropical storms and hurricanes, but usually they're not that powerful because the waters up north are too cold for the hurricanes to get their energy. But I do remember reading that a few places in Connecticut did lose power from Hurricane Sandy, which struck back in year 2012. But I believe that's as far as it went for Connecticut. Not exactly sure though. So what did you guys think of this video? What did you think of the places I showed in this video? And what do you think of New London, Connecticut? Do you live in New London, Connecticut? Have you ever been to New London, Connecticut? Have you ever lived in New London, Connecticut? And if so, what did you think of it? Those are all questions that you guys should answer in the comments section of this video. As I repeated millions of times throughout my videos, that's the whole point of all of them, to start a conversation with you guys. Well, not exactly the whole point, but one of the major points of all of them. So please let me know what you think of this beautiful seaside city. And don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. So that's it. Peace out, people.